He's a scoundrel. And that scoundrel to start those riots, you know what happened in 1939? He went to Germany and stayed with Adolf Hitler throughout World War II, and they gave him a home down in Goethestrasse in Berlin, and that bird helped carry on sabotage work against the British in North Africa during World War II. He is Arafat's uncle. They're Nazis. The genocide. And you take this thing from here, from 1921 to 1967, I have documented evidence where on 13 occasions Arab leaders have said, our purpose is to drive every Jew in Palestine back into the Mediterranean, and the Shahada, the old Muslim, gets up in this tower 5 times a day and gives us one God but Allah, and Muhammad is prophet, call to prayer, call to prayer, call to prayer. When he does that, he says, kill the Jews, kill the Jews, kill the Jews, kill the Jews. In Beirut, and Algiers, and Morocco, and Mecca, 5 times a day. And what are you going to get from the CBS and NBC? You're not even going to hear about it. You got a closed circuit. Now the program, the peace process, is kill every Jew over there, or else. The peace process is Jews, you give us this, and give us this, and give us this, and give us this, or we'll kill you. That's the peace process. That's blackmail. That's mafia. That's extortion. That's fraud. But you see old Billy Clinton, you know, shaking this guy's hand, this hand, to get together at the White House to have this little Camp David meet and talk things over. We're in trouble, brethren, we're in trouble. Oh, here comes World War II. Now, I can't go into that. That's the Holocaust. I've got, maybe at home, I've got probably more literature on the Holocaust than any Jews got. Maybe, the trial of the personal witnesses, just ghastly thing. But what it amounts to is make Germany Jew-free, Judenrein, pure reviews, kill them all. That is Arafat's program. Kill them all. That's Hussein's program, kill them all. In 1948, the Jew went back there. When he came back there in 1948, after the United Nations voted to give him the homeland, he came back in 48. The British said, bye-bye. And they ran for their lives. And the Jew came in, he had 5 Arab nations attack him. They came in from Syria, they came in from Iraq, they came in from Jordan, they came in down here from Egypt, and they say 5 of them, actually there's about 7 of them. And they have Lebanese coming in from here, and they've got some Iranians with them. And when they came in 1948, they fought up to here and whipped all 5 of those nations. And when they got up just about here, and just about the time the UN saw that Jew was going to get Jerusalem, they said, stop, peace. They've done it 5 times since then. And then they sent down Count Bernadette to be a intermediary between them to get him peace. And when he came down, the Stern gang said, get him. I've got a picture of the guy that killed Bernadette, shot him. Didn't find out who he was until about 1980. But he got a contract in Bernadette and blew his brains out. Bernadette had no business being down there. What's a Swede know about relationship between Mohammedans and Africans and Jews? What would a Swede know about that? Count Bernadette. And so they came down and stopped that Jew right there. Of course, this was still his quarter here, but they kept him out of that place in 1948. The rest of the thing was a series of wars and the Sinai campaign, and they went down there 3 times. The UN told them to get back 3 times. And the last one was the 6-Day War. And the 6-Day War, by then the Jews had some friends, and fortunately some of them were German SS and stormtroopers. You see, when that mess was all over in Germany, 2 things happened. Most of the German people went on anti-Semitic and supported the Arabs, which they still do. But a lot of army fellows and SS men, when they saw the horror that had been, they saw actually what took place in the concentration camps, they had bad feelings about it. And they went down to the Jew to help him. And here, between 1948 and 67, there are a bunch of stormtroopers down there helping these Jews and showing them how to conduct a military campaign. And they gave them a blitz. And that thing meant 6 days. And you have to hear that crowd said. That crowd said, "You want to here's your airfield over here. When you come across, come under the radar. fly 100 feet off the ground so they can't picture it in the radar. And the crowd said, listen, when you come in there, get you some bombs that have delayed action on them. Drop them on the strip, and then when they clean up the strip a day later, the crowd's got a way to do it, And he showed them how to do that thing, and they did that thing and blew them into Kingdom Come. They caught the Egyptian Air Force on the ground when they came in, and when that battle was fought, the Jews had air supremacy the whole 6 days. And here come the Jews. This time they go in, and they come slamming down through here, and they go in the Muslim, and they take the whole Muslim position in 1967, including the mosque. And that's old Dayan does that. And they took the whole city. And then under pressure from the UN, they said, we'll let the mosque stand and the Arabs can still worship there. And then pressure from the UN, they backed off and said, we won't pray in that area. We'll pray out here, but we should have access to that area. They made every concession they could make. And the Pope said, no, sir. That's my city, and I should be running that city, and so it should be internationalized. I'm not a state, I'm a church, you see. So I'll be in charge of things, and we'll let everybody worship there with me in charge. And so he apologized for all the dirty tricks the Roman Catholics played in people through the centuries and got the press back him. And about that time he got Alzheimer's, he was parking to something, and he's about buried. Or now you come up to here, 1967, we'll have to stop here because the situation hasn't changed since then. What's happened is when they got in there, they said, that's our capital, and it's the capital of Israel today. And our embassy was supposed to be moved from Tel Aviv to there in 1997. It was not moved there. I would prophesy that it will not be moved there. Because right now they're meeting, and right now the Arab nations are behind Arafat, and their program is genocide. Their program has nothing to do with peace at all. They're assassins. Down in my church, I have a Lebanese lady there who speaks Arabian. I've led a couple of Muslims to the Lord there through her as an interpreter. And Muslims come into the port in Pensacola trading. We get them off the ships at the church. And one of them finally came out to spy on the brethren because so many were getting converted. He came there not to get converted, but to spy out what was going on. And I had a long talk with him in my office, and I put it to him pretty hard, And I said, you love your prophet Muhammad? He said, yes, I love him. I said, sing me a song about him. And he said, what? I said, sing me a song about him. He said, oh, it's a sin to sing. I said, I thought Muhammad believed the Old Testament. He said he did. I said, you know what the largest book in the Old Testament is? 150 chapters. And he said, well, we don't do that. I said, if you love somebody, you do it. That happened to me down the street one time in Pensacola. I was preaching in the street, and some guys giving me a hard time, and I said, you don't have any joy. You may have fun, but you don't have any joy. He said, oh, I've got joy in my religion. I'm an absolutionist, whatever that is. And I said, sing me a song about it. He said, what? I said, sing me a song about it. It makes you happy and gives you joy. If there's any merry among you, let him sing. Well, he said, you sing one about yours. He never should have said that. He never should have said that. Boy, I got down there in that thing, boy, and tilted back. And how well do I remember how I doubted day by day. I did not know for certain that my sins were washed away. Well, he took a lock like a rat going down a sewage pipe. So I said to that Muslim, I said, sing me a song. He couldn't do it. I said, why do you love your prophet so much? He wasn't much of a role model. Any guy with 14 wives, leave 9 widows and marry a 5-year-old girl or a 9-year-old girl when he's 52 isn't a very good role model to follow, I'd think. He'd say, you've hurt me very deeply, he said. Of course, I told the truth. He knew that. And he said, in my country, if a man talked that way about Muhammad, we'd kill him. I said, why, of course you'd kill him. Your God's so weak he couldn't kill anybody. I said, the trouble with Ali is puny, he's sterile, he hasn't got any power. That's your trouble. You people do his dirty work for him. I said, if my God wanted you to kill Buster, you couldn't get out that door. He'd drop you dead right out there in the hallway. That's what goes on. I told that Muslim, I said, what did your prophet ever do for you? He said, he told me the truth. I said, what did he ever do for you? He said, well, he showed me the way. I said, didn't say that. I said, what did he ever do for you? So I don't understand. I said, my prophet died for me. What did your prophet do for you? And the answer is nothing. The answer is nothing. So they're going to kill. Now that thing is set up that way, and what you're going to see, gentlemen, if the Lord tarries, and God, I hope he doesn't tarry. I sure hope he doesn't tarry. I mean, I want the Lord here running things. But if he tarries, you're going to see pressure put on the UN until they all agree that there be no peace on earth until you get rid of the Jew. And that'll be Revelation chapter 12. When the devil was cast out, he went to war to make woman against the woman, her seed. And the reason why the devil is permanently mad at that Jew is because that Jew brought forth the Savior and that book. Every writer in that book is a Jew. And salvation of the Jews. You ever have any dealing with Jewish people? Any of you? And ever sense kind of a rising feeling of antagonism or disgust or hatred, something about this kind of disgust or revolt you while you're dealing with them? Do you ever have a thing arise? I've only been really near to a fight 3 times I've been saved, and that's pretty good for 52 years, but 3 times it just about got to it. I mean, I was crouching, getting ready to go, and one time I was not dealing with a Jewish pawnbroker up in Chicago. He cussed in the name of Jesus Christ. And something about that thing just tagging. I'm not anti-Semitic, but that fellow, you know, yeah, Shlomo, for Jesus Christ, who do you think, you know, that kind of stuff. And I got out of there. I left. I grabbed my watch and just ran out the door. I mean, I was already getting ready to go across that glass panel and just smack that bird through a plate glass window. And that thing comes on you suddenly. It's satanic. That unusual hatred for that Jew is satanic. That's what got hold of Hitler. I'm not a member of the Ku Klux Klan. They're anti-Semitic. You got to watch that thing. I'll bless those that bless thee and curse those that curse thee. All right, brother. That's a long while. That's about half of it, and that'll be enough for tonight. We'll continue next year. You come in.